in and waiting to gather what I might be sharing, what I might have to say, and what might have happened over the course of the week. It has been an eventful week, but I kind of want to start off a little bit with EasyTron. I did say to some of you that I might possibly have an announcement this week, and I've learned, to ensure that I don't prematurely announce anything too early. So as usual, we want to make improvements and changes and benefits that will. Hey, Dinesh, how are you? Great to see you. Thank you for saying hello, and thank you as always for having a wonderful team here with us. So I want to say that we are working on making some improvements to ensure that all of us will continue to benefit from Tron, from EasyTron, and from the platform and the community that we've built. So I'm fingers crossed I can have something I can announce for everyone next week. But you hear maybe from the promotions or at least the blurbs that we sent out what the topic for the week is going to be. And when we're closer to finalizing the changes, then we'd be really excited about sharing everything with you. We want to ensure we keep everyone together because we've got a great platform that works, continues to work, and that remains smooth for everyone. And I'm pleased that people like Donovan and Dinesh and Carlos and several others here continue to build your teams. I'm really pleased about that. Today, however, I wanted to talk about Bitcoin in particular, the singular currency, and its importance to all of us as at least in this instance, Tron networkers, right? I think I have mentioned several times over the last few Sundays and however many Sundays that Bitcoin is very important, Ethereum is very important, and that whatever you earn here in Tron, place some at least in Bitcoin. I think it remains quite important. As you all know, I think Tron is having a lovely run as well. We're up at well over 3x, well over 300%. And those of you that have earned in Tron and have kept your money in Tron, I think there's nothing to be shy about. Bitcoin has only gone up 400% to our 320, 330% that Tron has gone up. And Tron is an easier climb for all of us, right? 1.8 cents it was, and now I think it went as high as 6.2 cents. Plenty of gain there for everybody. So we remain in the right space. I think we remain in the best possible space. If you look at the comparable, right? The best comparable for us is the stock market, right? And the stock market continues to set new highs and continues to ensure people make a lot of money. And when we say a lot of money, you have to understand people are making 1,000%, 1,500% on stocks like Tesla. Apple has grown in valuation to become a $2 trillion company. The market is at very heady highs, and the disadvantage that you and I have is that we're not part of Wall Street. We don't have that proximity. I shared this and I spoke about this and I reiterate it because it's very important to understand. You can only make money on stuff that you know when you really have knowledge of a market. And then you can at least make the right calls, make the right decisions. So question here is, right, would you put money in Microsoft? Would you put money in Tesla, wherever it is at this point? And it's stuff you and I would draw a blank. Is it the right thing to do? We don't have that kind of inside information. We're not close enough to the powerhouses, the big hedge funds. So where is our playground? Our playground happens to be Bitcoin. It happens to be cryptocurrency. And so our role and our job is to understand this market as best as we can. Now, the irony of all of this is that cryptocurrency started with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin was built as an anarchist tool. It's a form of anarchy, which means it is anti-establishment. It is a tool that was designed to be a currency, a mode of payment, a store of value that would be the alternative to fiat, right? And as we know, fiat is controlled by governments, the US dollar by the US government, the pound by the British government, and so forth. And how they manage their currency and what they're doing, well, you and I, have no say in this. And so historically, where did we trade? We traded in forex. We traded in based on tips that we might have had and what bankers might have said, and where the market might have been leading us. But the control of the currency, the control even of gold, when gold was paired to the dollar, was always managed by governments. And crypto is not managed by anyone. It's really managed by you and me. We make the decision to invest in crypto, and we rush in headlong, uh, or we stand on the sidelines and wait. It's entirely our call. We decide where crypto is going to head. Now, our exuberance over the past 10 years has now led um, uh, all this FOMO, right? That made us, want to be involved and purchase Bitcoin and hold on to it, or sell it, or fear it, or respect it. All that learning we've had has now given it substance, and as such, the new FOMO is corporate. And funny thing about corporate involvement is that they kind of leave us in the dust, right? When you and I purchase a Bitcoin, we might put in $2,000. We might, if we have plenty of money, we might put in $20,000 and maybe buy one Bitcoin. At the point, the Bitcoin was 20 grand. And that was the strength of what we had. But a corporation's a whole kettle of fish, right? A whole different ball game. And now I was reading about this company called MicroStrategy. Um, they purchased, I think, a million and a half in Bitcoin, and then they issued some bonds because the value of Bitcoin went up. And then they issued some bonds and borrowed more money from the market, and have purchased more Bitcoin. And as of today, they have, I think, about $3.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Now, in 2019, this company lost $7 million in business. And they've been trending downwards over the past 4 or 5 years. You would look at their valuation as something anemic, as a business that isn't something you'd want to chase and put money in and invest in. But they bought Bitcoin, and their holdings today is worth about $3.5 billion. Now think about it. Here's a company that was losing $7 million that has now got an incredible valuation as a result of this investment. Their valuation has gone up from 1 billion to 6 billion. It's gone up 600%. 1 billion to 6 billion. That is a massive number. And so here's a company whose stock price has now shot up 700% because they've invested in Bitcoin. Not because they've produced goods and services, not because they've invested in factories, hired more employees, or built a better product. They've just made an investment that has given them an increase in valuation from 1 billion to 6 billion. We're in really uncharted territory. We're in unusual times. Now, we all know about Tesla's purchase. I don't know how much Tesla bought Bitcoin at, but it was when they made their financial announcement, they declared that they made the purchase. And let's assume they spent 1 billion and it's now 1.5 billion, and they spent 1.5 billion, but the worth of this 1.5 billion is now maybe 4 billion, maybe it's 3.5 billion. And so they've now got an increase in cash of 2 billion. Tesla has made a loss every single year, nearly $1 billion every year, except for last year. And last year was the first time they made some money. They made $700 million. I mean, which is fabulous, you know. But now they would have made $2 billion just in the investment of Bitcoin. I don't know what that means. You know, does it mean they would be Tesla's Tesla? It's a different company. It's got Elon Musk, who's got incredible foresight and great delivery. And so he would continue to invest in the business and build better batteries and build better cars and build better rockets and on and on. I mean, you know, it's a fabulous company in that regards. But any other company, honestly, isn't it so much easier to just invest and enjoy this ride? I don't know where the stock market is going to end. Um, I think all of you have read enough about how we're expecting, a crash worse than the Great Recession. How all of this printing of money will eventually lead to inflation. The funny thing is, after 12 years of printing, it hasn't yet happened. We continue to see heady highs. The money is still going into the stock markets, and we continue to enjoy an incredible bull run. So I think what we need to do, what we should do, is at least keep a position in Bitcoin, keep a position in the crypto space. Someone was saying, take 100% of your assets and buy 1% in Bitcoin, and keep 99% in all other traditional investments, stuff that we would ordinarily purchase, whether it be currency, whether it be gold, silver, whether you put it in a fixed deposit, whether you buy bonds, whether you buy assets, commodities in the stock market, and so forth. There's nothing wrong with that, right? That's just what's delivering money and delivering cash today. It is giving us earnings. And it's an exaggeration to say 1% versus 99%. But if you think about it, if 99% of this does really well, or if let's say Bitcoin does really well, what would happen? Now, if the stock market does crash, if governments fail, if fiat, and all fiat over the last several hundred years has always reduced itself to nothing, right? It will end up losing its value over time. Then the 1% in Bitcoin might pay you 100, might pay you 1,000. If you understand what I mean, that single percentage may go up 1,000 times. So if you think along those lines, you would take a position and hold it in some form of crypto. And that's kind of the message I wanted to get across to everyone. That it's kind of important that we understand the market and take a position, because it's our market. The crypto space belongs to us as whether it's networkers, as individual investors, as people who are building a different type of business. Someone's yeah, already got to manage the mute. So now, what we also should be doing, in addition to let's say just doing the easy thing, which is just investing in Bitcoin, I think we've got to understand where the crypto market has moved. And the really important space today is decentralized finance, right? And DeFi is a really important place where a lot of things are happening, but it's a very complex space. So if you get onto Uniswap, and you whether you buy Uniswap or you buy DeFi tokens like Rarible or Chainlink, Farm, Polygon, stocks like these, they're all making money. 200% sometimes in a day is where is as much as you can gain. But all of these DeFi tokens are stakeable. You can place them in asset pools that allow you to mine, to lend, and to earn. And you can earn crazy amounts, 15%, 20% yield. It's really an important space that you all have to understand. It's very complex. There's multiple steps that you have to take. Gas fees are very high, and the complexity is a big hurdle. As you understand, many people struggle to open um, a wallet, a crypto wallet. I've got someone I think coming tomorrow who's still needs another lesson, maybe the fourth lesson on how to open Token Pocket and connect it to EasyTron, and then how to buy crypto, how to transfer from fiat, into Bitcoin and then swap it. It's all complex. It might be easy for us now. Now imagine going to the DeFi space and then try to navigate that. But we have to do that. It's it's important that we couple over the past few days I've been looking at people posting and sending me gains that they've had, right? There was a 320% gain on XVS, I think 2-3 days ago. A 3x gain on Bake. um, Someone had put some funds in, I forget what it was. I think it was XVS and in Japan with a 1,900% gain. 1,900% gain. I mean, we are doing ourselves an injustice by not putting our Tron to good use, not building the business and taking the earnings, ensuring the people that you work with also build a business, take those earnings, and then ensure that you work these earnings in the crypto space. The ideal place, as I said, is the DeFi space. So whilst you have your money in Bitcoin, try to learn and try to understand what's going on in decentralized finance. I had someone say to me the other day, "Oh, place your money in USDT and keep it." Don't do that. Don't keep your money. You don't take your money out from the bank and then put it in USDT and have it sit there. It's a pointless exercise. You might as well just keep it under your pillow. Move it immediately into, take the big currencies, just any of the top 10, whether you're putting it in Polkadot or uh, XRP or whatever, right? XRP has now got some recovery, and once they clear the legal hurdles, that's also going to shoot to the moon. We're in a really unusual time, and the time is such that everything we touch in crypto tends to be heading upwards. Stay within the strong coins, ensure that there's big enough volumes there. Pay attention to signals, read, follow people who are giving you good tips, check their reputation, check their track record, put small amounts and follow people, because do a little bit of day trading, spend 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, and build your network in the afternoons, and grow your wealth in the evenings. I think that would be a lovely thing for everyone to do, because, as I said, the odd and very common but odd thing that I keep hearing all the time now is XVS to the moon, bake to the moon. It's strange, here we are as common folk, not tied to any financial institution, not high net worth individuals who have a private banker giving us advice. And even if we did have a private banker, he'll say, place your money in pounds, and we're likely look at a 5% upside for the year. We're in a space that allows you to aim for the moon. It's a very unusual time. I don't really know how to explain it to you. Um, and I think it'll be a shame if we miss this unusual period in our lives, and uh, where we've got um, where we've all got the opportunity to double or triple or quadruple your money. I shared with you a friend who's showed me his wallet last week. Right, I saw it in the afternoon on a Sunday, and his $300 went up to $9,000. I don't know what it is today. I'll see him tomorrow. I'd like to see how he's performing with his wallet. But conservatively, staying within the top 10 coins, not doing anything foolish, he's grown his money thousands of percent, right, over December, January, and this first half of February, 2.5 months. All of you can do the same thing. And I think the simple formula that we keep is, let's build the network that we have, gain what we can gain in Tron. That's the money that we work for ourselves, and then we take that money and we place it in the real place you should be placing it. Really is place it in DeFi and ensure you stake it. Until you can learn how to do that, place it in Bitcoin, place it in Ethereum, and at least enjoy this exponential rise that we will all continue to have, at least for this year. This is how the market is looking, unless there is some dramatic change. Again, everything comes with a risk, right? You still have naysayers. You still have people who say Bitcoin is a scam. It remains untested. It has no value. It doesn't earn you dividends. It does nothing. It is not a utility. Plenty of people still say that. Um, I think those numbers are fewer and fewer. One of the key things they also tend to say is that at some point governments will shut it down. Um, Again, it isn't as easy to do because nobody owns. Again, EasyTron is a great example. It's a smart contract that is deployed, and once it is deployed, nobody can do anything. It can't be adjusted. It can't be changed. Nobody can change Bitcoin. Nobody can decide 21 million becomes 25 million coins. Nobody can do that. And because of that, it it has a life of its own, managed by people like us. Um, can government step in? Can they give you a hard time? They could. They could say you're not allowed to have a wallet. If you do, we want to charge you 50% on all your gains. I mean, these things can happen. We're all still waiting in anticipation for India to potentially ban crypto because they themselves want to issue their own coin, right? So, if it does happen, I think it'll be a shame. But you can't stop the wave that is the rest of the world, and that's kind of uh, something that we've got to realize. And I think it's something that we should enjoy, something we should continue to learn. And maybe I might think about offering you a few tips, or maybe bringing an expert on decentralized finance and teaching you how to at least place your funds in an asset pool that's giving you 5%, 20%, 25%. That is safe, that at least gives you the real yield that the crypto market is giving all of us today. That's my Sunday for everyone. I hope you take this week at least to try to go back and do a little bit of research and reading, and in particular try your best to understand this decentralized finance space. Maybe I'll also share some tools out there, and there are a few tools. I think Huopi, which is originally in China, but now all these exchanges have left China, right? But Huopi has rails, they call them rails, that help you to take your DeFi tokens and stake it for you. They get rid of gas fees. They make it easy. They make it almost one-click proof, so that you can still enjoy staking and earnings without having to struggle through the complexities. So there are tools out there that will help you to do this. I know a company or two that have AI bots that can understand um, uh, your appetite for risk and decide whether you're low risk or medium risk or high risk, and then place your tokens accordingly. Remember, you still own your money. Everything's still in your wallet. And I want all of you to make sure whatever you get involved in, whatever you stay involved in, whatever you are exploring, ensure that at all times you get to control your money, that all payouts come to you. We're in the age of blockchain, which means nobody should be stealing your money. Nobody should be telling you where you should place it, and they place it for you. You must retain the control and control your own money in this manner, and handle your own investments. Um, you can use bots, you can use guides, you can use AI, you can use all those different things, but you control where your money goes, and ensure whenever dividends are paid out, it is always instant, paid to your wallets. Blockchain is built for that safety for all of us. And I think it's very important that you remember that. Don't give your money away. Um, and this way, whenever you introduce friends and you're growing your community, you keep your community for life. Nobody likes, a business that closes down and you losing friendships. Nobody likes that. We don't deserve it. So I think by that very same token, we need to stay strong as a community. We need to keep engaged as a community. We need to share opportunities as a community to ensure that, uh, again, remember, people are making 300%, 200%, 50%. Don't think you want to make 300%. That's not what you have. That's not what you should be doing. Remember that you can make money in this space. That's all. That's the message. The message isn't go out there and make 300%. Keep it slow, keep it steady. If you can make a 20% gain over a month, if you can make a 3% gain in a day, exit. Go in there, go in again, make another 3%. Then, slowly, once you've gotten your capital back, then you can place the profit in, and then you can take slightly bigger risks and go for 5%, go for 6%. Do that sort of thing. Be careful so that you take care of yourself, right? This is a nest egg that you want to build from 10 grand to 100 grand, from 100 grand to $500,000. This is the time to do it. And the opportunity is there, the space is there, and it remains decentralized. It remains out of control of um, entities that are far bigger than us. But being decentralized, as I said, is kind of a form of anarchy, right? Which means we also don't really know. So that's why you take smaller risks. That's why you set stop losses, and you do all the right things. You have the right hygiene when you're investing. But my message is, please invest. Please build a business, take your earnings, and make sure you grow it. With that, I'd like to say thank you very much. Always lovely to see everyone here on a Sunday. I hope it was fruitful. I hope it was a little eye-opening and helpful for everyone. And I'll see you again next Sunday. I'm really hoping with some big news, but big news is very, very imminent. Thank you very much, and have a good night.
Thank you, everyone, for joining our call today. And thank you, Nick, for very helpful information that most people wouldn't actually really know once they're starting with cryptocurrencies. So we don't want to keep you here any longer. We know you have other things to do on a Sunday, but we really do appreciate you spending a couple of hours with us, maybe, an hour or so. And we would like to see you back here again next Sunday. And don't forget to follow our Instagram and our Facebook to get updated with the latest news, or if there are any other things that you might need to know about EasyTron. So with that said, I'm Natalia again. your host for tonight. Lisa might be back next week. So there you go. See you guys next time and have a good day.